Alright, looks like we're all up to the radio already. So basic functions of the bike. Everybody look at your right hand control. That knob on the far right, that's your move around the screen button, navigation button, mouse button, whatever you want to call it. That's what's going to move the cursor around the screen, up, down, right, left, and pushing in is the same thing as selecting enter or clicking your mouse. On the left-hand control of your handlebar, you have one that's volume up, volume down, left for seek, right for seek, and center for home. Those are your two most important controls for the whole system. If you know how to work those controls, you can access just about everything on the bike. And we're focusing primarily on the new radio now. We're 2 model years into it. So if you've got 18 or older and you've got questions, let me know. It's very similar, just a little bit different. So I can walk you through that as well. So when I reference your controls, that's what I'm going to be talking about. Now on the left side, there's one more button right up above next to your left turn signal switch. That's your voice command. That will only work if you have a microphone connected to the bike. Either wireless through the WIM, wireless headset interface module, or wired through your dash. If you have a Street Glide or a Road Glide Special, and you don't have a wired port, you'll have to get a WIM. On the right side, control, on the right-hand turn signal, that's your back button. So if you get into a menu, and you're like here in settings, a little back icon on the top left of the screen, that's the same as that button on that right turn signal. You press back, it'll back you out. So they've given you a few easy options where you don't have to worry about reaching up and touching the screen. So let's go back. Everybody hit the home screen again, or twice to get back to your music screen. We'll start from here. Yep, 19 and 20. This will be on the GTS radio, the new 19 and 20 Boombox GTS, which is the 6.5. The smaller radio has similar features, but not the navigation. All right, so from this screen, you can see we have 4 little icons on the outside edges. A little home icon. I'll walk up to the screen so you can see it. Yeah, I do need a laser pointer. Try a laser pointer next time. So this is your info button. Power and mute. Home screen button and audio settings button. So everybody click the home button up there with your finger. Reach up there and touch your screen. If you touch it with your finger, the same thing as getting the home screen. Go ahead and touch it again. You go right back to where you were. If you press that left control stick in, you do the same exact thing. That way you don't touch your screen to get to the home screen. If you touch that bottom left control there, that audio settings, that's a quick access to the audio settings. Now there's a couple ways to get to audio settings. Third presses home and home back. Use your right control stick to go to the top. Move your cursor up to the top of the screen, then to the right. That's also audio settings. So we got there without touching the screen. So Harley's made it so you can get to every function without touching the screen. Just like that, you get the exact same setup. Everybody home again. Home back to the music. So that top right info button, this is a great one. Used to be on the right hand control, it's not there anymore. Everybody asks, how do I get to my info screen? If you press and hold your home screen button for about 5 seconds, that's the home on your left hand control, you get this really cool quick access menu. This is really awesome. You can get to your info, you can get to navigation, there's audio settings again, and you can get to the mute button for the radio as well. So while this screen is active, your left-hand control can access any of these. So just by pressing over to info, I get the bike's info screens. So at no point do you ever have to take your hands off your controls while you're riding. It's a really great function. They've added a lot more information to these screens now too, which is nice. You got elevation and temperatures there all the time. If you use your right hand control, you can move over to the engine. It'll say check oil. The bike's not on. You've got distance since last service. That's something that we can reset for you when you get your bike serviced. Your bike is equipped with the RDRS system. It'll come with tire pressure monitoring on the 2020s. If your bike's a CVO, it'll have tire pressure monitoring. And then some trip summary data from your navigation. So you can access all that once again without touching your screen. These are really nice controls. So everybody back to the home screen. Oh. Yep, right there on the first screen. Altitude and temperature are already listed for you. Right in the middle there on the left-hand side. Yep, you'll see altitude. Oh, put your glasses on. All right, so this is nice when you're riding in cold weather and you can see that it's getting below freezing. You might want to pull over, be safe, not hit the ice in the road, or you can risk it and ride it. But it's there for your information. The other information up above is also going to calculate when you're on a trip. One nice thing about this screen now is there's a digital speedometer right there. You can bring that up and you can see your speedometer while you're riding. It's really, really awesome. If you're traveling someplace like Canada and you want to see it in kilometers per hour, you can change that to 8 kilometers per hour. We'll cover that when we get into the settings. We'll come back to that. But it is here, and it's nice. Before you had to see it in your navigation screen, now you've got a big digital speedometer. All right, let's go home screen again. Home back. Let's talk about the radio screen, the things we see on the radio screen. Got your presets at the bottom. You can set any number of presets. Right now, up at the top there it says FM. We're in FM mode. You've got a clock on the bottom left. You've got little indicators across the back, or the bottom that'll mean different things. The speaker with a line through it means my speakers are muted. When I turn the volume up, it comes back off and all the way down. I can see that's why I have no sound. You got a directional travel. If your CB radio is turned on, that will show up down there if you have a CB radio option installed. If you have XM radio, you'll see satellite information. If you have intercom turned on, it'll show up there as well. So there's a lot of information that shows up down there. At the top of the screen, you got the little hamburger stack in the far right corner. That's your options. If you scroll up to that, you get the option to scan through the channels, turn your RBDS on or off. RBDS is what's going to give you the digital information that radio stations are broadcasting. 93 Bob FM, you know, what song's playing. If that radio station broadcasts that information, then you'll have it visible. If they don't broadcast it, you won't see it. Audio settings. Let's go, everybody go into audio settings. We're going to talk about the audio settings. Is everybody at the audio settings screen? Awesome. On the audio settings, pretty simple, bass and treble. We're all pretty familiar with that. If you want your speakers to last the fullest of their life, keep your bass setting a little low. Harley's EQ is programmed to be a little bass heavy, so you can still have pretty rich bass and be below half. Your speakers will tend to last longer. And you can turn your treble upward. But it's your bike, you can set it however you like. Audio routing. Everybody click on audio routing. This is where you'll tell your bike where everything's going to show up. You want your music to show up on your speakers or in your headphones. Obviously, if you don't have any headphones, this won't be able to be displayed on here or won't work for you. If you have a Street Glide or Road Glide Special without a microphone hooked up or a WIM, you're not going to be able to hear anything over a headset. But if you have a headset set up, I can make my music on the headset and you can hear my communication, my prompts out here. Prompts is your navigation, communication is your cell phone or your intercom. What a lot of people like to do is music on their speakers, which are the communication and the prompts in their headset. But they made it fully adjustable so you can choose what goes where. And that's how you do it. One thing that can happen is you'll have your music playing on your speakers, and then you're riding along and your music cuts out, and comes back, cuts out, comes back, cuts out, comes back. You have your navigation prompts turned to headset, no headset hooked up, and as your navigation is prompting you, and you don't know it, your music just cuts out. So if that's happening, that's probably what it's doing. It's really easy to come here and check. You can see that your navigation prompts are over here, and you aren't wearing a headset. You can switch them back over here, and then you'll hear the prompts. Or you can stop the navigation, and that'll stop that from happening. So everybody hit the back button on the right-hand control. Sorry about that. If If you have a bike with front and rear speakers, you have the option to fade. If you select fade, you can move your speaker level forward or back, and that'll adjust what speakers are playing the loudest. If you have a bike that has 4 amplifiers and 4 speakers, or you have 4 speakers, you have saddlebag lids, short pack, fairing lowers, and fairing, you can also adjust your fade up and down. This bike does not have that option. Everybody press the back button, and we'll go into volumes. You can move the right controls to go where you can select it. So from here we have speaker volumes, rider headset volumes, passenger volumes, speed volume. Speed volume, if you select it, this will determine how much volume changes on your speakers when you're going down the roads. If you're going down the road and it's really loud and your speed's up, and you have it set to 4, it'll boost the volume a little bit. It'll boost it the most out of the 4 settings. When you slow down to your stoplight, it'll quiet it down a little bit. That way you don't have to blare your music at the stoplight. You just change it by selecting it with the button on the right hand side. We go up to rider headset and passenger headset volumes. This is where you can fine-tune, adjust your headset volumes. If you have a street glide or road glide without a passenger plug-in port, you won't have this unless you get a headset setup, a WIM with wireless headset. With an ultra limited or road glide ultra limited, you'll be able to change these as well. Plus your passenger will have access to change it as well from the back. We'll go back. Passenger has the same thing. They can fine tune what they're hearing in their headset. Of course, if your passenger doesn't have their own controls, you'll have to fine tune it for them. Speaker volumes, it's the same thing, only what plays over your speakers. So when you're tuning your music, then you can set your prompts to not be so loud, your phone call to not be so loud, your CD radio, you can individually control it. That's the beat for your buttons. Alright, everybody press the home screen. We'll go back out to the home screen here. Back to the radio screen. At the top left, we're going to select that. These are your categories. This really only works in areas that have RBDS, where they can broadcast what kind of radio station they're transmitting. Are they a country station? Whatever their format is, this will help you search for a radio station within that format. So you have the ability to search for news, information, sports, talk. Like I said, that works only in areas that broadcast that kind of information. So we've covered the basics. Let's go back to our radio screen. We've covered the basics of the radio screen. If you want to set a preset, set your frequency. To seek on this, your left control stick, if you push to the right or left, it will tune, fine tune. If you hold for about a second, 1001, and let go, you see the seek icon pops up and it searches to the next station and locks in. If you press one direction and hold for any length of time, you can start to fast seek through the stations. If you want to seek to the next strong station, about a second, let go, and it'll seek to the station. Just like that. Now, if I like that station there, and I want to save it, highlight a number down below, press and hold your right control stick, you get your beep, the station is saved. Now we're going to get into some of the settings of the radio, and that will affect all of our screens for the radio screen. Everybody press the home button, go down to the bottom, to the right, is your settings. A little gear icon, a lot more like your phone now. Another way to get into audio settings. You've been there, you click on it, you'll see right where we're at. You've been there, you can back out. 3 different ways we found out to get to that same bit of information. So there's always a quick way to get in there. Let's go down to display. Once you're in display, let's select screen brightness. Right now I've got mine set so that camera will work better. But you can manually control the brightness of your screen.
Can you back up a little bit here, please?
Yes, sir. No problem. How far back would you like me to go?
Back to the home screen.
Let's go back to the home screen, everybody. Or you don't have to if you don't want to. But home screen, see a little gear icon on the bottom right? Select that. Then go down one to display. Select that. And then screen brightness. Perfect. So from here, automatic, if you select that, what that's going to do is, it's going to take a reading from the front of your instruments and determine if it's day or nighttime, just like your car does. If it thinks it's dark out, it's going to put it in nighttime mode. If it thinks it's daytime out, it's going to put daytime mode and give you some more brightness. You turn that off, then you can control the brightness of your radio whenever you want, however you want. Maybe you want it bright all the time, maybe you want it dim all the time. You have that option. Go back from here. Button brightness. That's the 4 buttons on the outside edge of the screen. Click that. I've got them all the way bright so you can see them on the screen really well. And you can turn them down really dim. You won't see them flicker like that on their screen. That's just what the camera is sampling them at. So that'll control your button brightness. Everybody go back one. Colors. So you can go daytime, nighttime, or automatic. Once again, with automatic, by selecting this, automatic will determine based on day or night what it thinks it is and set it for what it is. You can set it to always be daytime or always be nighttime. Now this bright white screen that you're seeing, that only works in daytime mode, so it's either going to be a day or automatic and in the daytime. I've got it on night so you can see more color for this display. Theme colors. You select theme colors, you can pick what your background color is. This one's set to blue. You can see the blue background. Everybody pick a color and set your screen. Play with it a little bit. A lot of colors that match the different bikes. Or maybe your favorite color is there. From here we're going to back out. Let's go back to daytime colors. Or automatic, either way. Depends on what's going to show up in here. But let's go to day to make sure everybody gets the same thing on their screen. With daytime colors, if you go down to the bottom and select high contrast, that'll make your screen a bright white. When the sun's bright outside, this can make it easier to see. It's very useful, very handy. If you want to access this quickly without going in through all the menus, if you press and hold the back button on your right-hand control for 5 seconds, you can toggle this without ever going into this screen. So you could be on your radio screen. I'm going to back all the way out so you can see it. I could be on my radio screen. I want it brighter. I can press and hold that back button for 5 seconds. And I get the same exact feature. Really quick way to access that without going through all the menus. There's a quick way to get to most everything. The back button on here. Yes, sir. Just hold that for 5 seconds. So that way when you're riding down the road in the daytime and you decide you need that, you don't have to go through a bunch of buttons to get to it. So I'm going to put it back into my night mode so I can get my color back. Back to settings, I'll go back to my display, go back to my colors. I'm going to put it at night so I can lock in my blue color no matter how bright it gets in here. That's everything for display. Let's back out. Back out one more time. Everybody get back to the setup menu. If you're not sure how to get there, it's home screen, gear icon. That'll get you the setup menu. This next setting we're going to talk about is one of my favorite on the whole radio. It's global presets. I use this a lot. Before, when we were on our FM radio station, we could only save FM radio stations. We go to global presets and turn it on. You tell it how many pages of presets you want by selecting to the right or left. Everybody pick 2 or 3 pages. And then everybody press home screen and home again, go back to the music. So now, if you look at the bottom of the screen, all your presets are labeled now. That says 6:30 a.m., that says 107.7 FM, that says Weatherband 3. You can have anything you want that's available on your radio saved in a preset now, so you don't have to change FM, AM, Weatherband. If you have a thumb drive with MP3 saved in, you can save your favorite song there, so you can switch right to your media really quick and then shuffle right through it. Instead of going to the top of the screen, selecting the middle, picking AM, FM, Weatherband. Trevor's still got his phone paired. You don't have to do that anymore. It doesn't matter what mode you're in, those presets are available. And you pick the number of pages, so when you get to the end here, it switches to the next page. You cycle right through your pages. Set something you like the same way you always have. Pick your FM, pick your AM, seek through it. You're not taking your eyes off the road. You're quickly switching to something. When you're jamming down the road and you see that weather information on there. It says, hey, traffic ahead, or there's weather ahead. Tune to 6:30 a.m. You can switch right to it, check it. When it doesn't pertain, you can get right back to your music. So from this screen, everybody go back up to the top. We're going to come back to the settings in a second. Everybody select Weatherband and make sure they're on Weatherband.
Yeah.
Everybody turn their volume all the way down so I don't have to hit the pros.
I'm on.
That's including me. Alright, so Weatherband. See how it says alert off?
I'm on.
Oh, no problem. No problem. Go to the top of your screen. Press the center button. There you go. Select Weatherband. I'm going to guarantee we get on a Weatherband channel here. With everybody on Weatherband, this one has actually this one doesn't have XM radio. This has the alert on and off. I don't see it on the street glides or road glides. Interesting. Maybe it only comes with the XM radio or the cellular telematics. This one has the ability to turn the alert on and off. If you have this, Weatherband will interrupt your music if the alert is on. The little power button in the top right corner turns that alert feature on and off. On the bikes that don't have the ability to alert you, a lot of the CVOs have Sirius XM. If you have a Sirius XM module, you'll get that feature because you'll get weather and traffic. You can turn that interrupt on and off. You'll know because it'll say either whether or not it's on or off on the screen. All right, let's go back to FM. Let's go back into setup. Who knows how to get to setup? How do we get there? Anybody? Home screen? To a little gear icon. Let's go down below global presets, full keyboard or large keyboard. I can tell you from experience, if you think you have a hard time seeing and you go from full keyboard to large keyboard, it's just more frustrating. You go to large keyboard, what it's going to do is it's split your keyboard up into 3 screens. You have to cycle through the screens every time you want to enter something in. It's much more difficult than the small keyboard. But if you are having a hard time seeing the keyboard, it can help you get the keys a little bit bigger. Bluetooth setup. Everybody select Bluetooth setup. If you want to pair your phone to the bike, this is not allowing you to make a phone call. This is allowing you to pair your phone to the bike. Get your music off your phone. Get some audio off your phone. In order to talk on the phone, you have to have a headset set up, either wired or wireless. But this allows you to pair your phone to the bike. It'll allow your bike to automatically respond to text messages if you have an Android. It'll allow you to use Siri if you have Apple. Once you have Siri, though, you'll need a headset. You list your paired devices. I'm going to click on Trevor's and disconnect them. Delete pairing. Click search for Bluetooth devices, and it'll look for your phone. It's going to find everybody's phones that are on in pair mode right now. You can also select Tom's phone maybe and bug Tom. Let's not do that. But that's how you pair your phone. You put your phone in Bluetooth pairing mode, select that, and you pair your phone. Then you'll be able to pull music from your phone, data from your phone. Ringtones. These are ringtones that are on the bike. These aren't ringtones that your phone has. So pick a ringtone that your bike can hear. Now what this brings up is another subject. When your phone rings, your bike rings. And it'll interrupt your music. But the initial setting is at a low volume. The only time you ever get to adjust that volume is when your phone's actually ringing. It will not let you adjust it from any other menu on the bike. So when your phone rings, the first time you use it, call yourself or have somebody call you, and then raise the volume of the ringtone so you know what's happening when your music gets interrupted. After that, you'll be able to hear it no problem. And then when you're on a phone call, you can adjust the volume no problem.
So does that have to be paired in order to find those ringtones?
You gotta turn Bluetooth on.
Turn it on.
Yeah. So Bluetooth's gotta be available.
So you don't have to necessarily be paired.
Nope, not a ringtone. But you're not gonna get any ring unless you actually load a ringtone. You'd have to put it on a thumb drive and load it in. You'd import it. It doesn't actually come from your phone. You'd have to load one in. And it only lets you load in one custom ringtone at a time. So if you do have a custom ringtone, you can load one in. All right, everybody go all the way back. Let's keep backing out. Back to this screen here, setup screen. What's that? No, we will get to the keyboard when we go to the GPS. That's the only time you get to use the keyboard. Or when you're entering in maybe a phone contact, but you have to pair your phone to do that. So wireless headset setup. You will only have this if your bike has a WIM installed. This is on the CVO. All the CVOs come standard with a wireless headset setup. So this is what you would need to pair a Bluetooth headset. You can pair rider and pair passenger and manage their information from right here. If you decide to purchase a WIM and get a headset set up, come see me. I'm happy to set them up for you. If you buy the headsets or WIM from us, we'll happy to install your headsets for no charge. Do that right here for you, and then walk you through pairing them up and setting them up on your bike. That's a service we offer at no charge. Installing the WIM, though, does require service to install because they have to turn it on through our computer. English units, metric units. This is great. Remember that big speedo we saw on our screen? If you change this to metric units, this will affect more than just that speedo, though. If you notice up in your trip meters or your kilometers, or it'll change everything to kilometers. Your total mileage. Is everybody there? Okay. Your total mileage on your odometers will show in kilometers now as well. So don't be panicked when the number grows a little bit. The digital speed will change to kilometers per hour. Yep. What it won't change is the needle on your speedometer. That is still set in miles per hour. But the digital information will show to you in kilometers per hour. All your units on your map, your navigations, everything will be displayed in metric units. And all you have to do is select it back to English units. Clock. Everybody select the clock. The greatest thing about the clock on these bikes is you don't ever have to get your watch out, your phone out to set the clock. All you have to do is be outside, view the satellite, which most motorcycles are written outdoors. Last I checked. Come down here to GPS. Make sure it's selected off of manual to GPS. What it'll do is it'll auto zone you and it'll set your clock for you. The only thing you have to select is daylight savings time or not. We're still in technically summertime, so our daylight savings time is on. If you turn it off, it automatically sets your clock back an hour. So in the fall, that's all you have to do is unselect daylight savings time. Spring,
No, it doesn't do that automatically.
it won't do that automatically. So it doesn't have a calendar on the bike, so it doesn't check that for you.
No, it's something that came through the GPS.
No, for some reason it won't do that. But you can select daylight savings, because some states don't do daylight savings time. But you think the GPS would know that as well. But they give that a manual selection there. So daylight savings time on, zone auto, it automatically picks your time. You can select your 24-hour or 12-hour. And it shows down at the bottom left of the screen. Or you can manually set it to whatever you like. And it will hold it there for you. But if you find your bike's time is off, you get on your bike, come to the screen, select GPS. If you're outside, clock sets correct. And then turn on your daylight savings time if it's the correct time of the year, and you're good to go.